Hello and welcome to Customer Questions Answered. This is something that we like to do at MotorScribes, where we take a car that's out in the market and answer big questions that customers have that are floating around the internet, or people that have written into us and asked us to answer these very important questions. So this one's about the Hyundai Ioniq 5. It's been in the market for a bit, but being an EV, I think there's a lot of curiosity about it, and I'm just going to dive right in and get down to the 5 big questions that customers have about the Ioniq 5. So number one, I think it's the most obvious one as well, is what is the actual range of the Ioniq 5? Well, the brochure claims 631 kilometers to a single charge, but we've been using it for a couple of days now, driving it in and around the city, using it in Chennai, out on the highway, and we've seen that in real world conditions, we're getting very close to 400 kilometers on a single charge, which I think is exceptional for an EV that sits in this category. Next up, we've got a question about tires. Now, I know how everybody loves to modify their cars, or they look at upsizing or at least switching out the tires that you get with the car. But over here, you need to proceed with caution. One, you want to stick to the exact same tire size. Secondly, you want to look for EV specific tires. So there are new tires out in the market that are designed specifically for EVs. For lower range EVs, you get tires from Apollo tires as well that do EV specific tires. The Ioniq 5 runs on Michelin Pilot Sport EV tires, and they are 255/45 R20. So it's 20-inch tires specifically designed for EVs, and this one is what is best suited for the Ioniq. So if you want to switch out the Michelins and go for another brand, look for the same size and make sure that they're EV certified. Okay, I guess this one comes in from an owner or someone who's very inquisitive about charging. They want to know about how does the Ioniq charge on different types of chargers. So the brochure will tell you that on a 350 kilowatt hour DC fast charger, the Ioniq can charge from 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. So if you are doing a road trip, you're out there, you find a DC fast charger, all you have to do is plug it in, have a quick coffee, and you're good to go again for a good 300-400 kilometers. On a 11 kilowatt AC wall box charger, which is what most people install at home, it should take about 6 to 7 hours to get up to 100% of charge. So that's not bad either. You go out, you spend a day driving around the city, go to work, come back home, plug it in, the car is good to go the next day as well. For emergencies, or if you're out in the boonies and you need to plug it into a 15 amp plug point, which is also possible, it takes about 20 hours to get up to that 80 to 90% battery mark, depending on how low you drop. But roughly a 10 to 80 run with the charge would take you about 20 hours. And that's because the 15 amp output is only 2.6 kilowatt hours. So it is a very slow charge, best used for emergencies, but it will still get your car charged up, and you can use it if you find yourself on a road trip and you have to charge in the middle of nowhere and the only option is to plug it into a dhaba wall. So having said that, you will not be stranded. The next one is what is vehicle to load? So this is a very interesting feature because commonly known as V2L, with an electric car and having a battery platform all the way underneath, you've actually got a lot of electricity on your hands. And what you get with the Ioniq 5 is this really neat plug that you put into the charging socket. But what it does is it allows you to draw electricity from it, and you've got a plug point. So you can plug in your coffee maker, you could plug in an amp if you want to play your electric guitar by a campsite. You can plug in lights for your campsite, and you can use the vehicle to load function for all of these. It's a very cool feature, and I think it just makes so much practical sense to have in a vehicle that's all about adventure. Last but not the least is the big question of safety, and this is broken down into a couple of things. One is, how safe are the batteries on board? And of course, how safe is the Ioniq 5 as a product? Well, to answer the first part of this question about the batteries, The Ioniq 5 is built on the eGMP platform, which is Hyundai's global modular platform specifically for EVs. And so the entire chassis, if you want to call it that, or the platform that it is actually the battery pack. So this is not something that has just been fitted together from multiple parts. The Ioniq 5 is an electric vehicle from the ground up, and the platform has been designed to house the batteries in the safest and most protected casing possible. So driving in the rains, driving in the water, driving in a hot country like India, all of this has been taken into account, and you get optimal usage of your battery and optimal safety for your battery. The other part about how safe the car is, well, you've got 6 airbags as standard, hill hold assist. It comes with advanced driver assistance systems level 2, that's your ADAS level 2. So lane keep assist, lane departure warning, the collision mitigation system, all of these major features are all on board. So the Ioniq 5 is a rather safe package. You open the doors, you feel that weight, you just know that it's got a nice rigid body that's also built to endure any sort of collision. So overall, I would say that the Ioniq 5 is an extremely safe package and something that you can use as your daily ride without having to fret about the batteries or yourself. But on that note, drive safe, stay safe, buckle up, and don't do anything stupid. It is an extremely powerful vehicle. You've got 217 PS of power, and it can do 0 to 100 in 7.6 seconds. So you need to be careful with it. Drive it responsibly. Well, on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. Do like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button if you want to get more updates about the videos that we keep putting out on MotorScribes. And do write in. I love hearing back from all of you, and it is my promise to you that I answer every comment and every question that comes in to the MotorScribes channel.